You never want to be the last presenter between now and the bar, so I thought if they wanted to hand out beer, that would work just fine.
I'll come to the middle, yeah.
So we're delighted to be here, and I am with the other co-founder, Vinky, and he's also our CTO. But what I have to say is this whole day has been a tremendous warm-up, or allowed us to demonstrate the largest compelling event I think I've ever been at an event, because everyone has spoken about the need for data. I think it was Ranveer Chandran that said the future of farming is data, and all of that data needs connectivity. So that's what we're going to spend the next 7 minutes talking to you about. So pretty much everything as we know today has gone to the cloud. Probably 80% of all software is now running in the cloud. But as we move towards digital transformation, there's going to be a migration from the cloud to the edge. And that's going to allow us to have further enhancements in the productivity and the reduction of cost. That's why everything went to the cloud. Being able to do that with high-powered machine learning, artificial intelligence, and industrial IoT is all about. So today, there's about 80% of that traffic in the cloud, and that's going to migrate itself to about 75% in what we call the distributed cloud. So the net is, you're no longer just going to have your PC, your telephone, and your watch on the cloud. It will be everything connected to the cloud, and every business will come to the cloud, just as Ranveer said. So Trilogy, and what we're all about, is we are deploying distributed multi-tenant platform providing 1.5 million, yes, 1.5 million square miles of edge compute capability across rural America, with that focus primarily on the initial deployment of 5G, agriculture, and energy solutions. Vinky, tell us how we're going to do it.
To achieve that, we formed the Rural Cloud Initiative, and the mission of this initiative is to bring together an ecosystem, just like, very much like this ecosystem, what we are seeing today here, an ecosystem of telecom providers who are all around America, rural telecom providers that have the infrastructure, the fiber, the cell sites, the data centers, and the customers, the farmers that in rural America, and the innovation partners, such as all the companies we saw today here, the wonderful agriculture solutions we have been watching all day, together into one ecosystem. So we can move all that data that being generated in the farm to the cloud. But how do you do that? By distributing the cloud closer to the edge of the network. This is a good example you're seeing here as to how we create this digital infrastructure. We first of all create a connectivity in the farm. We cover the entire farm with a wireless network. That's fundamental. Just like how 3G and 4G made all your smartphones much more powerful, a network in the farm will make it much, much more powerful to be able to gather that data. And we also provide the same cloud capability you have today with AWS and Azure. We bring a slice of that right to the farm itself, so you can process the data there. And we have additional capacity closer to the farm in our telco data centers and cell sites, where you can process a lot more data. And then you have direct connectivity to the cloud as well. So what it enables is every solution that requires data can move easily from the source of the data to anywhere you want. You can process at the farm, near to the farm, and a faraway cloud, all in one seamless network, and that's what Trilogy is creating. To showcase that, much like similar to what Grand Farm is doing with more fundamental technologies and innovation that you saw today, what we want to do is we want to create a showcase of how a wireless network can transform a farm. A reliable connectivity with a lot of solutions deployed on it can transform a farm. So we are doing a project in Missouri, in Westboro, Missouri. We call it the Farm of the Future series, where in a greenery called Hearst Greenery with greenhouses, we are creating a wireless network deploying sensors for capturing soil data, the temperature in the greenhouses, moisture levels, and video analytics using machine vision technologies to monitor the crop growth and crop health and crop yield, and be able to process all the data right in the farm or closer to the farm with our telco partners. Pretty much what we want to do all over America, the vision, we are showcasing that in that farm, and that's the Farm of the Future project we're doing.
So that infrastructure alone will cover the same area that 2,600 farms exist in. So we're about getting it done in a live commercial environment. And we're doing this, we're focused on what we do best. But to accelerate it, we have reached out and formed partnerships with, at this point, 30 rural carriers, those being both telco and mobility partners. We're doing this in conjunction with them. We're not competing with them. We're allowing them we're working together to utilize their capability and augment it with our services. We're also doing that with a series of innovation partners, which currently rank about 15. And together with that coverage, we have contracts with about 300,000 square miles of the 1.5. And we've started this initiative where it had been the brainchild of Vinky and George for several years. They'd put a lot in place, but we've attracted that level of group of supporters or partners since March. So we're moving and we're growing. We're doing it fast. We have a large part of our team, not all of them, both Todd and Kareem, our VP of Business Development and Sales and Operations with us. But the last point we'll leave you with is that the people that we are using to help support us are both, one, we have a fabulous sponsor in Intel. So Carolyn Chen with the 5G initiative is the global head of 5G at Intel. So you couldn't have a better corporate sponsor except Microsoft in that list. Don't, please, Microsoft, you need to hear that. But in addition to that, it was important to us to make sure that we've stayed close with the partners and the carriers that are in that territory. So we went and recruited some of the main leaders in that space. So where 3 of the individuals, both Brian Spurgeon, John Nettles, and Mike Kilgore, are all owners or CEOs of their telcos and mobility partners, but they are also key influencers, being the chair emeritus at CTIA, being involved in the Rural Wireless Association and the National Security Initiative to get the Chinese gear out of rural America, as well as the RWA lead and legislative lead with Carrie Bennett. And then, of course, we can't wrap anything up without financing, so we have Nancy White, who is with one of the funders of a 500 co-op group to help fund these initiatives. So with that, we're going to leave you, but I circle back to what Ranveer said. Data is the future of farming, and we're about pushing data to the edge to allow you real-time communication and decision-making capabilities. We're going to reduce your latency, and we did not hear a presentation today that we didn't want to partner with.
Absolutely. I want to thank Grand Farm and Plug and Play for giving us this opportunity. And every one of those applications and solutions we saw today, we would love to partner with them. We want to all of them be deployed all over America. And that's what we are creating. We want to accelerate these solutions to be taken to all the farmers all across America, and the digital infrastructure we are creating will help accelerate that. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. And Andrew, you said the bar is open?
And the bar is open.
We want to say the bar is open.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nancy and Venki.